when I got started with this, what it said to me about CDP is it's a way for brands to get better connected with their customers. And if I put my customer hat on about my favorite brand, it's about how my favorite brand can be better connected with me. So wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if all our brands that we really like really got us and understood us better than they do now? Because I'm sure they don't quite understand us as well as they might or should. But that's what the CDP or understanding the customer is more about. So, and that's where the CDP fits in. So I had three takeaways, and I've shared them here. So some of this might seem like it's taken from the learnings, and it's just stuff that I've picked up as I've been doing my learnings through CDP. So CDP is about customer data integration, identity, AI, speed, and experience management. So they're the five things that it's about. Historically, that wasn't the case, but CDP changes that around. And the five forces driving the adoption of a CDP. So different ways of looking at the conversation with the audience. It's no longer about the platform. Sorry, data is now coming from the platform instead of from the channel. It's about the audience instead of about. It's about the audience being a person instead of the audience being a group of people. It's about using AI to make recommendations that make sense, whereas AI recommendations might have been a little bit more generic in the past. It's about doing this at speed and at scale and in the moment, doing it quickly and not having so much batch process around that and limitations with platform. And it's about driving communications based on experience, not by batch prospecting playbooks or segments. Something else that jumped out at me whilst I was learning this is even without a CDP platform, you can start by thinking about it now. And one thing I realised that when I was looking at the materials and the platform and learning the process about CDP is it's nothing new. It is what we've always wanted, and it's just getting us close to that point. And I'm sure there'll be better things in the future. So there's nothing new about the idea of a customer data platform, CDP. In fact, what drives CDP is what is and always will drive a data-driven marketer, which is to effectively and efficiently understand and engage with the customer. There's some thoughts I had as working through that. What are the processes that you've got to do? In this document, I put some tips, but really you've got to start. You've got to put and the tip here is to put your mindset on around thinking about the relationship with the customer first. You've got to think about where the inputs, the ingredients, the sources of the data come together. And you've got to think about how that works. So ensuring that everything aligns, getting all the stakeholders involved with providing that data is so important, and making sure that the data can be linked together to form a single source of truth is also really important. Now, you don't need the CDP to be doing that. You just need to make sure that the streams that will be used in the future for a CDP have those sorts of attributes, key identifiers. The people are looking towards that future vision. So it'll make it a lot easier when the time comes. Part of the recipe or the strategy is about customer identifiers. It's about the integration, how to segment the automations that are in there. And also it comes back to that people story as well, getting everyone in the room on board, involved, because everyone's got different points of view. Everyone's diversity is going to make it work. And the way everyone thinks, everyone knows how to make the customer relationship awesome. It's bringing that together into one awesomeness together to make it, to explode it out and to make it really awesome. So sorry to say awesome a couple of times there, but that's just, I love using that word. So what's this tip here? Knowing the model, knowing how it's going to map. So there's always the way we do things outside a model, and then we're bringing it back to a model that's got some standardization. So understanding the model that you're mapping to is really important. Um, Inputs, when you put things in, make sure that they're not just ideas, but use familiar words, because words, labels, they mean so much of a difference. But if they're just check boxes or ones or twos or Boolean falses and trues, and sometimes that can be a bit hard to understand, especially if you've got a myriad of things and you're looking at it, you're trying to work it out and try to make what you put into the system easy to understand. Um, the output, then there's different things that you want to get from the platform, and I've just summarized those in this article here. And then finally, as it's working through the process and thinking about what we want to do as digital marketers, is we've got these types of digital marketing phases and use cases that we want to consider. So typical CDP digital marketing use cases. Now, they're not just typical of CDP, they're just digital marketing use cases, really, that awareness and brand engagement. So really, the purpose of this part of the document was just to try and group them together and how they all fit together and how they might be segmented in the context of a journey.